Hello everyone, Scorched Psyche here. Today I would like to showcase a data pack that is basically an upgrade to Connected Villager job site. The data pack has been renamed so that the name feels more intuitive for when you read it. Also, the main feature and the star of the show for this data pack is that now you can actually move while fixing the villagers' jobs. You can activate a function that's a range toggle, and you can move about and fix this entire line of villagers without executing any more commands. So now let's take a look at the commands. I'll start with the first one, which is trigger VJF single. The command works exactly the same as the connected villager job site one, and all it does is select the closest villager to you and assign to him an adjacent workstation. If you run the command consecutively, it will target the next adjacent villager that's currently not being fixed by the data pack. Also, there are two conditions for this function. If the villager is trade locked, the data pack will only search for a workstation and assign it to him if it's a compatible workstation, which means the same workstation as his profession. If the villager is trade unlocked, what the data pack will do is change his profession. So the second command is trigger VJF multiple. It will select the closest 16 villagers up to a 20 block radius and will fix their job sites. However, since there's a limit and there's more than 16 villagers around me in a 20 block radius, if I run the command twice, so the first time it will select up to 16 villagers, and if I run it again, it will select villagers that were not available to be selected due to the space limitations on the targeting of the data pack. So you can, for example, if you want to fix these, you can just move a little bit. It will target up to 16 that it didn't target for. Those ones weren't targeted by the first command, and so forth. And the main star of the show is the last command, which is a range toggle. What this command does once activated is it will target the closest 16 villagers, like the multiple command I just explained. However, this command keeps activating itself every few seconds. So as you can see, you can move around and the data pack will automatically select the closest villagers. So this is a pretty nice feature if you have, for example, a long corridor of villagers and you just want to run in between them and fix all of their job sites without having to trigger the commands for each and every single one of them, or without having to move about. There is also a new feature that is a visual accessibility option, which enables you to see which villagers got and which villagers did not get a workstation. Also, this feature checks for compatible workstations. For example, if the villager searches for a workstation and doesn't find one that's compatible with his profession, it will also display that icon. For example, this villager is librarian and he's being linked with this workstation. I've already traded with him, so he's trade locked. He already has a fixed profession. However, if I break the workstation, it will display that he hasn't found a workstation that is compatible with his profession. Also, if I place a different workstation that is not compatible with his job, the data pack also will display that he did not find a compatible workstation. The data pack now also handles villagers' height exceptions. For example, each one of these blocks represent a different height that the villager can be on, and depending on the height, he can get to the block below his feet or above his position, I mean. So for example, I'll demonstrate it here. If he's above his lab, he cannot get that workstation, but if he's above a trapdoor, for example, he can connect to that workstation. The villager priority order that he looks for a workstation has been changed and simplified. So first the villager will look for workstations below his feet, both of these positions. If he can get to one, he will be linked to it, and then he will check for both workstations in the north position. As you can see here, we'll get now the one below because he can work with that. If there isn't one in the north position, it goes to south. After the south position goes to east. And then west. And then he will go to northeast. Then southwest. Then southeast. Notice that it's always the one directly at his feet. And after southeast, he will choose the workstations at northwest. Using the priority order, you can quickly change villagers' professions for specific items or books. For example, this villager is trade unlocked and I want to find a book because it has no books. So I can just keep the range toggle on and I can use the priority order that I've just explained to make him change professions. For example, that's the north side. So I want him to get the librarian profession. All I have to do is remove an workstation that comes before the one to the south, which is the one to the north. And then I want to give him librarian profession again. He will pick that workstation because it's a priority for him, and you can quickly find books that you're interested on. For example, I don't want loyalty 1. I will break the workstation, waiting for him to change professions, and then I will replace the workstation. When the command runs again, he will have different trades, and I can rinse and repeat until I find something that I like. The last feature now that I want to showcase is that the villager keeps his clothes when he changes profession when you use the data pack. For example, now he's a librarian, and even if I trigger the data pack, he's gonna change profession, but this time on this data pack, he's gonna keep his clothing. As a notice, I would like to point out that Mojang has just released 22A snapshot for 1.16, and in that version they attempt to fix the villager workstation logic code. So in the future this data pack might become less relevant, but I'm pretty sure I'll be able to keep some of these quality of life features that are currently implemented on it, and will still be useful in the next version of the game. So we'll have to basically see and wait for the 1.16 version to be released to see how the data pack will adapt to it. Okay guys, so that's it. If you have any questions or suggestions, you can get in touch with me with the links down below in the description of the video. And also if you find any bugs, get in touch with me and I'll fix them. And I do plan probably to end a manual version, so if that's something you're interested on, how I was thinking of how it should work, if it's useful for you, is to add a version where you can actually select one single villager manually and then select manually the workstation you want him to link with. So I guess that's it guys. If you liked the video or the data pack, please leave a like and subscribe for more. And if you have any future ideas for data packs, I'm also available to hear them. and maybe work on them if they're interesting and useful for the community. So thanks guys, I'll see you next time.